Okay now, I think we're recording, and this is going to be a video about my recent rice stitch hat. We start with a round that we created using 5 rounds in the normal way, starting with 12, 24, 36, 48, 60. Now let me show you what we do as we join at the end of the 5th round. Instead of joining as a slip stitch into the top of the first chain, we go behind that first chain. And that's where we do our slip stitch. And then we do our chain 3. Because what we're going to do is alternate front post crochet with regular front post doubles with regular doubles all the way around. So this was our front post double, and the next post we're going to do a regular double. And then the next post will be a front post double. And then the next post will be a regular double. So you can see how this is going to go. It's very simple, and I will meet you at the end. Here we are at the end of the first round of alternating front post and regular double crochets. So I will just finish up here. Now recall, because we're going in the same direction, the loop at the top of the stitch is going to appear to be before the stitch. Now we join to the chain. Because the next row we're going to alternate, where we had front posts, we're going to do regular double crochets, and where we had regular double crochets, we're going to do front posts. So in this case, we just join right into the chain with a slip stitch, and then we chain 3 to make our first double crochet, and then in the previous row, we had a regular double crochet, and we're going to do a front post there. We had a front post, and we're going to do a regular double crochet. We had a regular, so we're going to do a front post. We had a front post, so we're going to do a regular. I'm sure you can see where I'm going with this. I will meet you at the end of this round. And here we are. We have completed the second round of alternating regular double crochets with front post. And you can see here where in the first round there was a front post, we did a regular double crochet. Where in the first round there was a front post, we did a regular double crochet. And if we keep doing this for several rounds, we'll have a really cool texture. I'll just finish up this round here. This is a regular. This is a front post, and here we are at the end. And because I know that the first stitch, which is going to be my chain 3, is going to be a front post, I'm going to do my slip stitch to join behind the chain, not in the chain. And then I do my chain 3. Did you see what I did there? I will just do it again. It's the same thing I did with the first round, because the first stitch in that round also was going to be a front post. So we go behind the chain, we pull our yarn through, we do our slip stitch, and then we do our chain 3, which stands in for our double crochet. And then we continue with our alternating thing. Every time we run across a front post from the previous row, we do a regular. We have a regular double crochet from the previous row, and we do a front post. We had a front post, so now we're going to do a regular. So you see where this is going. After we do about 6 or 7 rounds of this, the texture is going to be amazing. Now, let me tell you, this is very easy to size. If you want a smaller hat, say for a child, you don't have to do 5 rounds for your beginning circle. You can do 4, because you will always wind up with an even number of stitches. So then you can always do your alternating front post and regular double crochets that way. If you want a bigger hat for some reason, you could do 6 rounds. You could do a larger yarn, you could do a larger hook. In this case, it's just some leftover lion brand mandala, and I'm using an eye hook. But you can use whatever you want because it's just that flexible. Now I'm going to complete a few more rounds of this, and then I will meet you at the end and show you how to finish the hat. Okay? See you then. And here we are again. As you can see, I have done 7 rounds of this alternating front post double crochet and regular double crochet, and it comes out with this really nice texture with a sort of a diagonal effect. You can do as many rounds as you like. You can do more rounds if you want it to be slouchy. You can do fewer rounds if you want it to be a smaller hat. And also, as I mentioned before, you can size it using a different yarn, different hook. You can do fewer rounds with the initial circle at the top. So there are all sorts of options. So here I am. I'm just going to join with a slip stitch, the very last. And then I'm going to start doing single crochets all the way around. And basically, all I have to do now is 2 rows of single crochet here at the brim, and we'll be done. So I will catch you at the end, and then I'll show you what we do next. Okay, and now we have completed 2 rows of single crochet. Just going to slip stitch at the end of the last row to join, and then cut off the end of the yarn and pull it through one more time. Now, one thing I like, as I said, I'm using leftover lion brand mandala, and I love the spontaneous way in which the colors change. Now I'm going to show you how I sew in loose ends. So I have my yarn needle here. I pull the yarn over it, which makes it easier to put the yarn through the needle. And then you see we have all of these loops here, and I've done this extra chain. Not everybody does that extra chain before pulling through, and that's okay too. But I always go through these loops in the last row of stitches to get back down and pull down that chain. And then I go through some of these single crochets in that last row or 2. And you don't have to go very far. See, now, it's a good thing I double checked here because you can see the needle there. That means you're going to be able to see the yarn, so I need to redo this. So through here, through there, through there, through there, and I'll give it one more time. Double checking it now. You don't see the needle, well, not as much, so you're not going to see the yarn. So I pull the yarn through the first time, make sure I get all of my tail through. Then I go back in the same direction. Sometimes I will just go an additional loop before starting back and going through the same loops that I went through. And again, this is another highly personal choice. Some people are fine making 2 passes. If I have enough yarn in my tail, I like to do 3 passes. So, there we go. Oh, come on. There we go. Some people like to go in between or within the actual strands of yarn. If that happens, I'm usually okay with it, but it's not something I necessarily have to do. And there we go. We've gone 3 times. And it's pretty secure. And I cut it off, and you can't really see it. So I will take another picture of this hat on my styrofoam wig head, and we'll be done. And I want to thank you for joining me. Please like, subscribe, comment, all of the standard YouTube crap, and keep coming back. Bye-bye now.